Alright, I want to make a daily recap. Very hectic, crazy day. Lots of trades, lots of things set up, lots of things moving. I just want to go over I played 5 tickers this morning. I want to go over how I may have played too much, and it may have actually made me overtrade a bit. And then, so instead of catching maybe a couple tickers, just catching them real good, I ended up just scalping everything and not really playing everything maybe as good as I could have. So I want to go over them. BCLI, this one is a recent multi-year breakout. You can see that it goes back to 2017, so we get a breakout over this 530 area. It's able to hold up, and then it just keeps ripping. So this one's been a really nice multi-year breakout. I really liked yesterday how it consolidated like this right into close. I wasn't willing to swing trade it. It did work good this time, but just the day prior, you can see the swing trade just gave these people an absolute headache. So, I wasn't willing to swing trade it. Just in case that headache happened again, I wasn't willing to hold through that. So, I just went ahead, saw it gapping up in the morning. It dips hard right at open. But I'm thinking, alright, I just saw it rip to 830 pre-market. Now it's down at the 780 area, 775 area. There was some support in the 770, and it looked like it was holding. And not just that, if you looked on the ask, there was a large gap between the ask and the next ask over it. So I went ahead and scooped that. I took 775, and once that 775 was taken out, there was just basically immediate upside to 788. So you can see what I mean by the gap over top. So 775, basically just straight up to 788. So that's a really nice dip buy zone, because that's panic. That's somebody panic selling. That is ignoring the fact that there's really not that much resistance or overhead in the 770s. So I scooped it, got a nice pop. I waited to see if I could get a quick rip over 8, but it seems like it got knocked back down. And at that point, I was up about $100, maybe a little over $100, and I just locked it up at $7.99 on the way down. It did dip to 780, so I'm glad that I sold it and got out of the way. So after I sold that, I saw CMRX break out of this micro wedge downtrend. CMRX had earnings. It was an earnings winner, and I saw it gapping up. So beats by 11, beats on revenue. It was gapping. This is a 60 mil float. The thing that's attractive about something like this is usually it trades with large blocks because it is 60 mil. There's a lot of volume and liquidity. So even though the daily range, you shouldn't expect it to be as wild as a low float. If it's trading with volume, you could take size and still manage your risk and get some good upside. Now, that being said, it moved so fast on me that I was only willing or able to take 1,000 shares. So maybe ideally I would have taken like 2 or 3K shares, but it just moved so fast, and I really wanted something like 192, and so yeah, 196,000 shares. I just took it for the scalp at 209. There was some resistance at 210. I was happy with 196 to 209, just given how fast the play was coming out. I did end up getting the 218, but I think I played that alright. It was just a scalp idea, and I think the scalp worked out because after that peak 218, it never reached it again. So now we go to AEY. I don't like how I played this at all. Mostly because it makes a pretty clear entry at 578 or 580. So I do think that this AEY buy, it was a bit of a chase, and I'm kind of lucky it didn't slam dunk on me, but it worked out somewhat. I got in at 595 with 500 shares. Popped up, I get the $6 breakout. I just put a sitting limit at 614. Again, I was in this weird mentality this morning where I was like, you know what, I'm just going to scalp everything. Let's just scalp everything. I didn't really know what to expect as far as like how choppy the day would be with how red the market was yesterday, and today actually started somewhat green. It looked like it may bounce, and then, you know, it got crushed again. So I don't know. The market was still super hot, plays everywhere today, so I don't know really how much the overall market affected trading today, but yeah, I don't like how I played AUY. You know, it got to 648. I sold it at 614. My entry was a chase. So reflecting back on this trade, I don't like it. And let's move on to SBPH. So this one had news, clinical collaboration. For tumors. Okay, so it gets a dip at 130, holds the dip, and makes this little. It's a sloppy wedge. Very sloppy. My buy indication was 14,000 shares popped up on the bid at 134, and once that 14K popped up, that was my confirmation. So I took 1,000 shares from 134.8. Then I added very shortly after. Do get a nice pop, and I was feeling really good about this because check out this chart. It's been gapping down a lot, and it really reminded me of LPCN. Of course, LPCN was my watch from yesterday. Had a nice day, and of course, you know, this morning they put an offering out, which instantly put it off my watch list. The offering kills it, so that was that. But yeah, SBPH reminded me of LPCN. I was going to be patient on this because I really thought that, okay, looks like it could break out of this wedge. Nice downside consolidation. If it broke out of the wedge, I mean, honestly, I was thinking this could maybe test $2 resistance if things got going. Now, things did not get going. So, let's take a look. I sold it after 150 got rejected. I gave it a lot of time. I really did. I gave it a lot of time. It formed like a perfect consolidation. It broke out of the 145 and it tested 150. Look, if plays like this are going to go, they don't. The 150 breaks out, is what I'm trying to say. Like, 150 should have broken out. It should have been stronger than what it was. So I just went ahead and got out of the way. I sold it at 145. But you know what? That was a $200 play. So I really like this play. This is some redemption from AEY. I really like this play. Nailed the entry. Was really spot on when I thought it was weak. And I was still able to capture 200. So that was good. ZYNE was gonna get back to the bad trades. This was bad, okay, really bad. Mostly because I saw it in the morning and even thought to myself, that looks like a nice dip buy. So this has some news. Receives a new US patent. It's not really a big form of runner. It's more of a swing trade, it looks like, than anything. But you see in the past, there's like one example of it being really great. Or maybe there's more examples. I guess on a few occasions it's had decent days. I did like how it was breaking out of this downtrend with news. So again, I really don't like my play because I already noticed it was a great dip buy. I didn't take the dip buy. You can contribute to that. You know, I'm busy with other plays. Whatever you want to say. Really is just me making excuses, though. Be quite honest with you, because I could have taken 485 in the morning, risking 480, and it would have been a great play. But instead, I took this breakout of this horizontal. It's just a much riskier entry. Does a couple higher low formations into the horizontal breakout, which makes it a bit better, I guess. I wouldn't say this entry is a chase, but I freaked out and I sold it anyways. So this was a panic sell. I just lost composure in the moment. It kind of hesitated for a minute and I just overthought my entry. I was like, man, am I just chasing this? What's going on? I kind of freaked out and I sold it. So let's see, 511.7 was my entry, and I sold it at 514. So I made $20 on something that ripped all the way to 545. So it is what it is. That's a mistake. So I went over about 5 tickers that I played in the morning. Let's go back to BCLI because my next trade was this entry right here. My thought process was, okay, it made a triangle, and actually I missed the confirmation. So the confirmation was really this VPOP reclaim around 798. I missed it, and but just because I missed the perfect entry doesn't mean that I'm not willing to go for it, because BCLI has done this on multiple different occasions, where it will form some type of uptrending triangle and just lead to massive upside. So I wasn't just going to like give up on it. I knew that the upside was there and the risk reward was there. So I took 806 entry right here. It popped like 810, pulled back. I scooped the pullback at 806. Got a nice rip to 820. It actually came down and tested my entry. I held strong though, and I am really happy about that. I stuck to my plan. I did not get scared out. Yeah, so that's improvement, at least. And then I got the rip, and I sold it at 836. So I made $300 on that secondary play. And, you know, it peaked at 10. So, yeah. So I made $300 on something that peaked at like $2,000 of upside. So I mean, looking back, it really doesn't look like a very good trade, but I love my entry. The sell, you know, even the sell wasn't really that bad. It's $300, it is what it is, but you know, the thing that I hated the most, I was mad at myself the most about this, okay? This is a re-entry pattern, and I'm super comfortable with this TA, and it's like my go-to TA. This is my bread and butter right here. This is my, I love this. This is my re-entry. Where was I? Where was I? I don't know. But this was my re-entry for 868. It holds and just finds beautiful upside. So I'm not really that mad that I didn't hold the original play. I'm mad that I didn't take the re-entry. That's what I'm really mad about. But, you know, The volatility on the market today was so nice. There was just so many things happening, and I'm pretty sure there was a play for every style of trader out there. Just amazing, you know, up and down all around. Crazy stuff today. So those were my main morning trades. Don't want to make this video too long, so I'll probably just wrap it up there. On the day, I made $1,570, which is pretty cool. Definitely one of my bigger days. So that's nice, and hopefully I can just keep it up. A lot of money for somebody like me, so yeah, you know, there was so much going on today. I probably traded over 20 trades, so it would take me ages to get through them all. I might make another video on Codex or some afternoon plays, but you know what? I'm going to wrap it up here, so thank you for watching my morning trades for Tuesday, and I'll see you on the next video.